Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's chess puzzle. We've got a good one today, so let's jump right in. For white, king on f4,
Okay.
pawn on h4, pawn on g3,
Okay.
rook on b2,
Got it.
bishop on d2,
Yep.
pawn on f2,
Mm-hmm.
queen on a1
Okay.
for black, king on e8,
Okay.
rook on e7,
Okay.
pawn on a7,
Okay.
rook on a6,
Mm-hmm.
pawn on c5,
Okay.
bishop on a4.
Okay.
It's black's turn.
All right.
Let's get this going.
So looking at this, you see black has some pieces with potential.
Yeah.
The rooks on the A&E files could become quite active,
Yeah.
and that bishop on A4, while currently somewhat blocked, could find a better diagonal.
Right.
White's king at F4 looks a little exposed in the center, which is often a vulnerability.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That king being out in the open is definitely something to consider.
Right.
And black has a bishop eyeing the long diagonal.
Yeah.
Potentially putting pressure on white's queen side later on.
Yes, exactly.
But what immediately jumps out at me is the open of file,
Oh, yeah.
where black's rook sits.
Exactly. That rook on A6 has a lot of room to maneuver.
Yeah.
If we think about applying pressure quickly, moving that rook along the 6th rank seems like a logical first step.
Okay, so taking the rook on a6 and moving it to f6,
Right.
that immediately puts a bit of pressure on white's f2 pawn,
Yes.
which is only defended by the king.
Exactly.
It also starts to control some key central squares. What would white likely do in response?
I think the most natural reaction for white would be to move the king,
Okay.
likely from f4 to g4.
Makes sense.
This tries to get the king out of the potential line of attack and perhaps even eyes black's g7 pawn.
So king to g4 by white.
Yeah.
Now black has moved the rook to apply pressure,
Right.
and white has moved the king to escape.
Yep.
What's black's follow-up to keep the initiative?
Now black can activate the bishop with a move from a4 to d7.
Okay.
This achieves a couple of things. It brings the bishop to a more active diagonal where it can influence the center and also eyes the h3 square, potentially limiting the white king's future movement.
I see that bishop on d7 looks much more menacing now.
It does.
So the white king on g4 is still feeling some heat.
Right.
Where can it go?
The most likely move for white is king from g4 to h5,
Okay.
trying to get further away from the immediate threats and potentially finding some safety on the h-file.
King to h5.
Yeah.
Now black has a rook on f6, putting pressure, a bishop controlling key diagonals, and a rook still on e7.
Right.
It feels like the second rook is ready to join the attack.
Absolutely. Black now brings the rook on e7 to e5.
Wow.
This move attacks the f2 pawn directly and further restricts the white king's movement, creating a very tight situation.
Right.
Yeah.
White's bishop on d2 hasn't really been involved yet.
True.
Does it have any way to influence the position?
The bishop has limited options.
Yeah.
But a move to g5 could be considered, it gets the bishop out of the way and potentially creates a minor threat against black's h7 pawn.
Bishop to g5.
Right.
And now for the decisive move by black.
Yes, the answer is black rook from a6 to f6.
So the full sequence is black rook moves from a6 to f6.
Yes.
White king moves from s4 to g4.
Uh-huh.
Black bishop moves from a4 to d7.
Right.
White king moves from g4 to h5.
Yep.
Black rook moves from e7 to e5.
Yes.
White bishop moves from d2 to g5.
Correct.
Black rook moves from f6 to h6, resulting in checkmate.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.